lives in a pineapple under the sea.
SpongeBob SquarePants!
Absorbent and yellow and porous is he.
Hey everybody, this is 22 Tiger Dude. I am here with J53518 to review the episode Squid on Strike, requested by Chris Rock 17.
Story is basically this, to sum it all up. Apparently Krusty Krab is losing money really low, and Mr. Krabs being another fucking dick again, like he is in this whole series. Ugh. Anyway, he starts not only deducing the pay for SpongeBob and Squidward, but he's doing it on stupid shit like chewing and breathing. Really? Breathing? Who the fuck does that? Literally. Oh, you bet your red ass I would cook this motherfucker in a hot stew and eat him like a lobster roll. Squidward has had enough of his bullshit. They decided to go on strike. But will him and SpongeBob's efforts prevail? Or will they be dumped and back in the streets?
My opinion on Squid on Strike is that, what can I say? It's not good. It really is not good at all. Now, it's not a terrible episode per se, but it's just a boring episode. It's mean-spirited. Plot's not very interesting. It could have been something really interesting, but it's just really dull to watch. And first of all, one of the biggest problems is how the overall plot starts. Mr. Krabs charging SpongeBob and Squidward for all of these stupid fees, like Squidward standing on the job or just anything like that. He wanted to make changes. So, like, it was just ridiculous. And then another problem I have with this episode is that he replaces SpongeBob and Squidward while they are on strike. And then you have a few, and I really mean a few, over-the-top, gross-out humor that is not necessary. Like SpongeBob's skin being ripped off. It's just all like, that's not necessary. That was not necessary. The episode, it does get pretty dull with this whole strike. And then it was just a bunch of baloney to see Mr. Krabs come to Squidward's home by the end of the episode. And then, you know, because of SpongeBob destroying the Krusty Krab, Mr. Krabs and SpongeBob, they have to work forever to pay off the damages. That includes even while they're dead, they're still working. And that's definitely the worst part about the episode, the ending. I could not stand the ending of the episode. I hated the ending. It was very lazy. It was abrupt, and it was just poorly done on how they just ended this whole episode. The episode as a whole isn't bad, but that ending I thought was really bad. It pisses me off watching that ending. There are some funny moments, like some of the stuff while SpongeBob and Squidward are on strike are very funny, mainly when Squidward gets run over, or there will be a moment where SpongeBob makes a picket sign where it's a guy picking his nose. The Krusty Krab fun fair, that was hilarious too. So while this episode as a whole isn't memorable, some of its humor is at least memorable to me. So that's definitely the biggest strength of the episode. Just some of the moments were very funny, and it's nice to see SpongeBob and Squidward work together in this whole strike. Other than some funny moments and the fact that it was cool to see SpongeBob and Squidward work together with this whole strike thing, the plot as a whole is dull, it's mean-spirited, it has a terrible ending. Squid on Strike, it's not bad, but it's not good either. It's just a mediocre, bland episode. I give it a 5 out of 10. It was okay.
Fuck this episode. Fuck it up the ass, alright? Fuck Mr. Krabs. Oh, and they're what the fuck? You charge them for not doing shit because you're an egotistical fat ass sitting there in your office, bebopping to your radio and shit? Wow. Wow, you want to fucking have me, Mr. Krabs, for the biggest douchebag in history. This is a fucking hardest episode, like your little yellow book. Yeah. To me, it's almost that level. But at least it's not personal. At least it's with the workplace. I know it's supposed to be funny, but what were the writers fucking thinking? No! No! Does not compute. Does not compute to me. This was an awful episode. The only thing I can give it credit is that, yes, the comedy was, at some points, was good, and the teamwork was good. This is still a piece of shit episode. The whole ending, fuck that shit. I give Squid on Strike a 1 out of 5 stars. This deserves to be buried in a grave. Fuck this episode. Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it.
I didn't think the episode was that bad, man. Even though I don't personally hate the episode, I thought it was meh. I could understand where you're coming from with it.
Thanks.
Now, me and J5 are here to review Sandy, Spongebob, and the Worm, requested by Chris Rock 17.
The story is that Sandy's on a hunt on a cowboy rodeo. She comes into the Krusty Krab and saying, "Howdy, y'all," and she busts on in, trying to warn SpongeBob she wants to create the best rodeo ever. Well, actually, create a record, actually, to catch the biggest worm in all of Bikini Bottom. Why? Because she's a cow Texan cow squirrel, and goddamn, she's all sorts of badass. What do you think? She beat SpongeBob in karate when SpongeBob was working. Jesus. So now, not only is she going to risk her life for SpongeBob, but she's at risk Bikini Bottom saving the town from a giant-ass Alaskan power. Can her and SpongeBob save the day from this cow-tipping rodeo? Or is that going to head back to the Texas Roadhouse? Struck him up.
I thought this was a really awesome episode. Sandy, SpongeBob, and the Worm is just very creative. It's basic, the episode. It just mainly focuses on SpongeBob and Sandy. Those two are the main stars. Patrick and the others are just like, the supporters. But yeah, I really enjoyed this episode a whole lot. And I also really enjoy it because I enjoy episodes that focus mainly on SpongeBob and Sandy. Most of the episodes focus on just SpongeBob and Patrick. But it's nice to see how once in a while we get a SpongeBob and Sandy episode and see where their little friendship is going. And it's always cute whenever I see episodes like that. And I felt like this episode definitely showed that. It was nice to see SpongeBob show care for Sandy, not in that, lovey-dovey way, but as like, oh, she's a friend, I care about her. And it's just nice to see him look after her. And of course, you have funny moments along the way. The overall writing is really good here. Patrick is barely in this episode, but when he is in this episode, he is hysterical. And in fact, it's funny to see him pushed or like, push! Ah! And then you don't see him again until the very end of the episode, which I think is a good thing because the episode put its full focus on just two characters, SpongeBob and Sandy. They didn't make that the subplot. It could have been funny as a subplot, but no, they wanted to stick to one plot throughout the episode. And you know what? I respect the writers for that. They were being smart because they would feel like going back and forth would be a little too much. And once we do get to the Worm and they're running away, the last couple of minutes I would say is actually epic. It's nice to see them run and really just to see SpongeBob and Sandy run from this Worm together is really funny. And of course how it ends with the Worm crushing everyone that tries to push the town. It's just downright hilarious. This episode is funny basically from start to finish. Very clever humor, very well paced. The Worm was really cool. And seeing how the episode began and having you curious of what was going on, that was really cool how the episode began because honestly when the episode began it did kind of give me a little bit of the chills. The only flaw I could say is that I got a little bit annoyed with Sandy kind of being the show-off, like, yeah, I'm going to get that bullworm and I'm going to teach him some lesson. And then it's all like once she sees the worm, she fucking bitches out like, Really? That was your way to prove you are brave? That was, but other than that, though, I really like this episode. I'm going to give it a very superb 9 out of 10.
We should take Bikini Bottom and push it somewhere else. Push! That might be a crazy idea to get us all killed, Patrick. What? Alright, sorry to reference the episode. Patrick is just such a funny retard in this episode. Anyway, I agree with you, Tiger Dude. And if you all want to know why she's after the ballroom, you gotta watch the episode to find out. It's pretty funny, if you think about it. I like the little joke of the necklace, the friendship bracelet that SpongeBob makes with the string in her hand. Hey, look, S for SpongeBob and S for Sandy. It's like stupid, pointless shit like that. I love the episode. It's a perfect episode, actually. Nothing wrong with it. And I like what you said, Tiger Dude. They respected the writing. They didn't jump off any subplots. There weren't too much to convey. It's Sandy going after a ballroom for some shit that he did, and SpongeBob's a little damsel in distress, or as we say, sponge in distress, along for the ride. It has that Western feel, that very rodeo style, Rooster Cogburn, Western, true grit, funny kind of cowboy intensity. You'd see from old Western cowboy rodeo shows. It's funny. The worm was funny. The ending was solid. You could barely see them pushing Bikini Bottom up.
Ouch.
It's a good cow roping good time. It's funny. It's very nice to see how SpongeBob and Sandy's relationship gets better as friends. Nothing too love related. Nothing too intense. This episode is so goddamn epic. My God, I could play Johnny Cash music. It would be so badass. I give this a 5 out of 5. Perfect episode. I don't have any flaws or anything wrong with it. It's a good episode to have a good time with.
Please subscribe to J5's channel. I will leave a link in the description below.
I am 22 Tiger Dude. Don't forget that I will always have Tiger Power!